Welcome everyone to Soul's Talking Brain. Dun, 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 dun.
Ta-da!
How is everybody doing on this most auspiciously fabulous gift that we've been given to have our show airing in this week? This phenomenally fabulous, wonderful week of manifesting marvelousness.
Marvelousness.
Magic.
It is an amazing, incredibly amazing week. End of week. Right now.
Why don't you tell everyone,
as we speak,
as you yourself have recently felt some shifts happening and some consciousness expanding.
Expansion.
I think it only apropos that you be the one to share in some of the glory that's going on and why we're so excited.
Some of the glory. There's glory. There's definitely glory happening. Well, before I do, I would definitely, I would like to let everybody know who's watching right now that this is a live interactive show, which means you get to share your voice. Ta-ta-ta. That's right. Right here, right now, live with us. You're watching and you've got something to share. You want to share your thoughts. This is the purpose for our show, is that we would like to open a forum that everybody expresses their opinions lovingly, non-judgmentally, peacefully, being love, as always, as much as we are always trying to be. This is the aim. So if you are, please do share your voice, and we will be responding and sharing live with everyone else what is going on.
And if you want to share, the tabs to do that are either around Aline's eye level or in between Aline and I down at the bottom, depending on which
where you're watching.
Formats that you're watching us through, whether it's platforms, whether it's here on Ustream, on Facebook, or truly here on Being Love TV.
That's right.
So definitely, we would love to hear from you. And there are the two ways: chat, which is Ustream propelled, so you just have to sign in with a free account. And then there's the social stream, which you can sign in with any of the accounts that you might have, whether that is Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, or AIM. So, okay, tell us about what's going on, okay? It's very marvelously magical, fabulous weekend coming, approaching, happening this week.
Yes, it is!
So,
today's show is about the full moon that is in Taurus that's occurring tomorrow. So that's the 10th of November. It's 2011. Full moon is a quite powerful full moon, and the timing of it couldn't have been at a better time. Obviously,
and it couldn't have been a better sign.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure we can make arguments for either way, but Taurus at this moment to be with the 11-11-11.
Yeah.
I mean, what a sign.
I mean, yeah.
Right?
Yes. Well, I mean,
lavish luxury in secure stability. Who could ask for more?
Yes. Stability, security, manifesting materialism, which is everything is on a physical form, right? Which is how we exist on this on this world, Earth,
And isn't that
globe.
wonderful with respect to what it is that
Yes.
that it's paired with
Yes.
regarding manifesting?
It's quite an amazing time. It's actually,
So supportive.
if you know, and if you haven't heard, I'm sure you have at some point. It's pretty much everywhere if you go online or just people talking about it. 11 11 11. That's the date, which is in 2 days, which is Friday, November 11th,
2011.
2011, is a key.
How long is lunch hour?
It's a key, important, major day for everybody in this world. And the full moon that is occurring tomorrow, which is actually happening the eve of 11 and 11, is in Taurus. Now, what that really means, in just briefly, Taurus represents the symbolizes. It's a symbol for material possessions. It's ruled by Venus, so it is very lavishing. It is an energy that is filling with beauty, as well as security and stability.
It's just, you got it all going on there, baby.
You can't get better
manifestation of spirit,
Yeah.
soul, the esoteric, the unseen, made seen, which is what manifest means, is to make it known.
Well,
so
it's
Taurus
physically
is
happening,
the
yeah.
sign that represents the physically known, the manifestation. So this is occurring on the tail, or is is occurring at the head of 11 11 11, which symbolizes,
in a nutshell, global change. It is global change in what most people are saying, that it is the time or the age of light. Light in the form that is...
everything is energy.
Yes,
Okay.
Energy, exactly.
So anything that has a spark of energy coursing through it would create a refraction of light and would appear to be light. So when they're saying it's the dawn of light, they are speaking to the increase, and they meaning any number of experts, from the metaphysical fields to the scientific fields. There's supporting commentaries, research, beliefs across the board. For example, we know as a fact that the Earth's rotation around its own axis has increased. This increase in the Earth's spin is allowing for an increase in the amount of information or light that is flowing through the Earth, because it's going faster. So faster is allowing for more information. Light is information. It's electricity. Our brains, when communicating with our bodies, are firing neural electric impulses through our brain, down our spinal cord, and then that goes out through the rest of the body. It's all electricity, which, if we lit ourselves up with the appropriate camera to be able to see, we would look like the fireworks on New Year's Eve, basically, is what's happening on a millisecond or like less. It's like continuous.
Well, this is
movement.
It's the fast,
within our own bodies.
The fastest speed is the light, right? The speed of light. Not only is it just information, but it is also, it's an opening. It's a portal. The opening to the new consciousness.
But that is information.
Exactly.
Right. So the increase in light is allowing for an increase in information, because it's not, there's nothing, as much as there is support from the scientific and the metaphysical, from the religious to the non-religious, to just like the very mundane. What's going on is not something that is very complicated.
No.
Right? And we want to try and maintain the
Right.
ease that we're speaking to. So
well, it supports
what's happening,
every aspect of things.
Yes. What's happening is that there is an increase in the speed of information that we are receiving. You can call it information, you can call it light, you can call it consciousness. It's all the same thing.
Yeah.
And it all leads to an increase in awareness, which can also be said as the same thing. An increase in awareness, consciousness, information, light, is going to take us in a direction that is authentic, which would be truth. We would be looking at that which is, not that which isn't, which is fear. And therefore we would be increasing love. Because fear is based on that which is not. Right? So we won't be freaking out over things because we'll be dealing with what is from a very relaxed state.
But
we're going to have much more
rapidly
information.
as well. But quite rapidly
Yes.
as well. It's quite fast. The information is quite fast. We are receiving and sending information through energy faster than we have in the past.
In the last 16 billion years.
Yes. Obviously, now with regards to 1111, or just the number 11 in and of itself, has a huge significance to not only from math to numerology to sacred geometry to the very core of the cellular molecular structure to
of
your
everything that's
DNA,
living.
to your DNA and the all.
Yeah.
It is
everything that's living follows the same sequential mathematical sequence with respect to the process of life and how you create an actual fully whole life entity, whether it's a flower or a human being. We follow the same, one can say, program. It's a mathematical, which can be denoted into a mathematical equation. You may have heard of the Fibonacci sequence or the golden mean, and they all relate to one another with respect to describing this natural way of growth for anything that is living that exists, period.
Yes.
So
we
and 11 is one of those mathematical numbers
Exactly.
that keeps coming up.
Exactly.
That is of high importance in reference to this.
It's in the last few years, possibly in the last year to 2 years more so, it's been noted and also shared all over. A lot of people, it doesn't matter from what country, from what race, or what background you're from, have been experiencing or actually seeing the number 11 or 111 on the clock. Every time they look at the clock or they look at their watch, it actually is pointing to. So there's been tremendous amount of people who are seeing this on a daily basis, and more so as we have been getting closer to this date, 11/11/11. We do have a video that we just want to show.
Yes,
that would speak a little bit more.
Assist in elaborating further on what we're discussing regarding the importance of 11/11/11, of 11 in and of itself, the significance, so on and so forth. So, have a look-see, and we will see you on the other side. Hey, hey, hey. So I don't want people to be getting lost in anything that they feel is surreal or beyond the spectrum of comprehension for our minds. I'd like to try and keep it where we can. So, whether you believe in what we are saying and whether or not you have seen the scientific research that is showing the increases that are happening in vibrational rates, whether or not you agree that there is an enormous amount of information that we have access to today that we didn't before the internet, for example, is irrelevant.
Yeah.
In this moment in time. Right now, it is more important, and the reason that we made this the focus of the show this week is that it is a highly charged period of time that we are in right now. And regardless of whether you believe this or not, it causes no harm whatsoever to you or anybody that you know or love, and only is to your benefit, as well as to anybody that you know and love, to in this moment in time and for the next week be doing anything and everything that you can to be focusing on the things that you love, on the things that you would like to welcome into your experience, on the things that make you feel good about yourself, and the things about yourself that you would like to expand upon. Things that you would like to welcome in, increase, manifest into your life. And it's very important over the next little while because the energy is so powerful right now. You've got the 11:11 opening along with the power of the Taurian full moon that is going to take whatever it is that you are thinking and feeling right now, as though it's being yelled out into the universe through a bullhorn that is amplifying it, so that it's like 10 of you saying, thinking, feeling, doing whatever it is that you're saying, thinking, feeling, and doing on a normal basis. Your impact is like 10 times more, maybe 100,000 times more. The point is, it's much more impactful right now with respect to what we are going to be physically manifesting as a result of where we are directing our focus right now. So right now, we ask you to take a moment, take the week, and be thinking about the things that you love. And it's important when we do this that we make it known that you should be trying as and I don't want to say trying, you should just do it. But give yourself permission not to be limiting yourself in the things that you truly want or desire, that you would like to see manifest in your life. Don't be afraid that if you want to live in a big home, for example, that you're being greedy. Right? There is enough for everyone. Everybody wants different things. If there's something that you are wanting, there's a reason for it. If it causes no harm to self or others, don't limit yourself. We have been taught to be limiting to ourselves. As a matter of fact, we've been taught that it's good to work really, really hard. And it's good when it's difficult to get something because then there's greater satisfaction after the fact.
Yeah.
And that we should never be too fulfilled. Because if you're fulfilled and you have everything you want, then what's the point of living? That is a statement based in fear conditioning that keeps us down from getting what we want.
Which has for quite a long time, unconsciously has made us feel unworthy.
Exactly.
As well.
Yes. So this is an opportunity in thinking about the things that we want to also face some of the conditioning that we have come across in our daily lives.
Or just even from centuries ago.
Yeah, just being.
Exactly. Living in this world, yes, experiencing everything
and giving ourselves permission to break through those boundaries that we have created for ourselves, our universal family, through fear, and welcoming in the possibility that there's actually more than enough for everybody on this earth. Welcoming in the possibility that everybody can actually have whatever it is they want. Mm-hmm. Welcoming in the possibility of having that thought without feeling guilty about having it.
Yeah,
right. It's such a small little thing.
So small,
and yet so huge.
Well, it's big because the energy cosmically, and not only just cosmically out here, but also within yourself. It's actually all connected. It's all one, right? It's streaming through us as we are through it, and all around is quite powerful. It's a very, very powerful. So you've got millions of people around the world right now who are preparing for 11/11/11. And there's a lot of wonderful, beautiful energy, so much of it that is being sent forth on that specific day. What better opportunity to take on that day when you've got millions of people supporting you, and you sending out your intentions for what it is that you would like to manifest in your life.
Totally. So even if you don't believe in anything, there is no denying that where we put our focus, our attention, our energy is what we are assisting to make manifest.
Completely.
Right? Well, that's not hoo-ha or anything. No, that's pretty simple for most people.
Well, it's the same thing as when there's a concert, for example, or there's something happening, like when there's, something as simple as, when a major country that is a popular country and there's a new president that's going to be coming, there's a lot in the entire world is focused on that hour, on that day, on that time, with their energy sent forth for that occasion, right? Well, this is something like that. It's not an occasion that someone's going to be picked. This is something for you, for everyone. It's a major global change, and opening a portal to the shift of consciousness, which is, as you mentioned, information. Information being manifested and sent forth instantaneously. It is also, if you have noticed as of late as well, there's a lot of synchronicities that have also occurred, and as well as the DNA activation, which is within us, which is the 11/11 in and of is the actual code for activating our DNA.
Well, there are several codes. Mm-hmm. This has been identified.
What's the double numbers? Is it no? Is it the double numbers? It's the numbers that are double numbers.
Because it's double-strand DNA.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been identified as a code. The bottom line is that when your consciousness expands, you have more information that you are receiving. Things that don't jive, that don't make sense, come to the surface. You look at them and you're like, oh, what was I so freaked out about over that?
Yeah.
And they're released. So basically, with an increase in consciousness, what is happening is that we're healing fears that do not serve us, that have no purpose. It's illusory. It's not truth. And we are embracing authenticity, which is love.
Yep.
And so the increase in the information is increasing the flow of light through us, is increasing our ability to be authentic, to be love, to be our truth without the fear. So one of the things with respect to that, and what I was saying earlier, I received a note. I get different affirmative statements from different places. One of them is tut.com, and you get notes from the universe. And basically what it was saying was, you want to be coming from a state of mind in which you aren't thinking of yourself and saying, this is what I would like to manifest in my life, and coming from that perspective. You are coming from the perspective of, this is being manifest in my life.
Yeah.
So you're not thinking about it, you are becoming it. Mm-hmm. And so again, these are very, very minute shifts in your consciousness. But for example, if you are wanting to be in a committed relationship, then instead of looking at it from the perspective of I really want to be in a committed relationship. It is I am, whatever it is that I am doing in my daily life is bringing me to meet the person who I'm going to be in a committed relationship with. If you're building a business, for example, instead of looking at the business and saying, well, hopefully the business will be, I'll be able to build it up and it is, I am making this, I am building a, ultra successful business right now.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you say that it is also very important that during this time is saying all those things is always just in general, it's
day to day,
day to day.
Yeah.
It's just no matter what, it's just always good to do that. Period, because you're putting that energy forth that you're being it, and then you're seeing it, and therefore it will be right instead of later. But it's also an important time right now is that if what you're feeling while you are being. What you're feeling, meaning that it's important that we remember as much as possible to allow ourselves to feel a lot of love, to feel good, to feel the goodness.
Yes, absolutely.
Because that energy is feeding.
Yep.
On this opening, the portal of the opening of the it's the golden age, the time, the age of light. It is as light is.
Can you see that there's been a little shift in Aline's consciousness here? She's a little excited. I'm just a little happy right now.
Yes, I'm definitely excited because that is what I'm choosing. Why, right? It's what I'm choosing. Now, the fact that I've got the entire, millions of people supporting this and their energy behind it definitely makes me more confident. Definitely allows more of that feeling that I want to feel at this time right now.
And who doesn't want to feel that at all times?
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
That is the perfect. That's why it's. You see, there's no hokey pokey. Like, if you choose to look at the positives in things, if you're choosing to be more relaxed and to be persistent and committed to healing and facing your fears and welcoming in the love and the light, the reality of the situation is that your life is happier, period. So it's just the way it is. It's just the way it works. We are the ones who determine our experience of life.
Although I have to also bring up, there is, in order for us to move on, right? In order for us to be able to get what it is that we want, to manifest the things that it is that we want for ourselves and the people that we love and for the world at large, is that we do have to, there are things that do come up. Things that do come up that you need to release.
That's not a
no, but
a however or a but.
No, but that's
a continuation, of course.
Yes, but when that opportunity comes, it's an opportunity. Okay, it's important.
Cover the children's ears for a second. Shit happens.
Yeah, well,
okay, shit happens.
It's important.
How do you choose to respond to it?
Well, yes, of course. How do you choose to respond to it? It's important to remember that it's an opportunity. That if you're facing things that are coming up that are quite heavy during this time, especially, it's a major
opportunity.
Opportunity.
Yes, it is.
To release at such a time, because when you've got baggage, you don't want to be taking baggage into a new era, into a new mindset, or into a new when you're trying to manifest something that you want, something that you love, for example, you don't want to be bringing in baggage into something while it's beginning, or that you are when you're planting the seeds, you want to plant the seeds with love, as opposed to fear.
Yeah.
So it is important to also keep in mind that when intense, difficult things do come up, that to see them, it's important to see them as an opportunity, and to remind yourself it's an opportunity, so that we are looking at it as an opportunity for healing. Period.
As with anything, right? Everything and anything in life, we have the choice, infinite number
Yeah.
of choices, of how we are going to respond to these situations. With the increase of information that we are receiving, the increase of awareness that we are receiving, it's going to become much, much easier for us to make responses to life,
With
because
love.
we are going to have all of this information that we did not necessarily have before. Our perspective is bigger. We won't be reacting based on fear. We'll be responding based on the information received. We'll be much calmer and more relaxed. So if you get information like somebody gets information regarding a deathly illness or a horrible accident or some other catastrophe that has happened, how we choose to respond to these situations changes everything about the situation itself. And we are coming to understand this, and this understanding is becoming clearer and clearer as we are moving forward. And
Getting
11,
closer.
11, 11 is a pinnacle point in the process of our evolution, of our expanding consciousness to the tipping point where we're actually going to be aware on a grander majority of us of the consciousness that is expanding.
It is also, there's two major date events of portal openings, of light streaming through, and global on a global level, positively through love. And that is, not only is it just 11, 11, 11, but it's 11, 11, 11, which is in 2 days, but it's also December 21st, 2012, which, according to the Mayan calendar, is the end date of
Their calendar.
Of their calendar.
Of that calendar.
But if you take the numbers, December, so that's the 12th month, 21st day, 2012, you
numerologically
plus them all together, add them all together, it comes out to 11. So 11 is known to be a master number.
Mm-hmm.
It's a key. I guess you could say that 11 is pretty much, if you were to take 11, the number 11, and times it by itself, so 11 times 11, or if you do it 11, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 times 1, 1, 1, so like 6 ones plus 6 ones equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 5, 4, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's like an endpoint. I don't want to say it's null.
It's infinite.
It's infinite.
Infinity.
Yes.
There's many things that 11 symbolizes to many different people. And there are many things that 11 symbolizes mathematically, scientifically, numerologically. And for the most part, all of them are very important. You can imagine 11 as a person's two legs walking, and
doorway,
and the person is walking in consciousness, in a heightened state of consciousness, being the example, the 11 being the pathway through their legs that is being created for other people to follow, right? So there's many ways that we can interpret.
It's also a doorway. You're walking through the opening. Yeah.
Yes. So there's many ways that we can interpret and assign meaning to the number 11, and they're all valid, and that's why it's so important that we are taking the opportunity provided to us right now to put forth our focused, charged energy towards that which it is we are wanting to manifest in the most purest, authentic manner that we can, which is a wonderful opportunity for us to also get to know ourselves.
Yeah.
And
not only just get to know yourself, but to allow it to be your your true self.
Yes.
But being it, a lot of us may know our true selves, but are not necessarily being our true selves, right? I think that a lot of people are, I think if anything, there's a lot of people who would agree with that. We do know ourselves. We know ourselves quite well.
There's a lot of people
we may
who
keep a
don't,
lot of
sweetie.
information
There's
from
a
our
lot
own
of people
selves.
that have closed themselves
Yes.
off because they've closed off
For
their
sure.
true selves just to be able to survive in this
This is
world.
true. This is true, but
Right?
that my point is the amount that they do know is kept inside as opposed to being that truth that you are in this world, right? Contributing your true self. And this is a time it's just for that is coming into your own coming into your authentic true self.
Which, amazingly enough, when we do, as it seems very self-centered, perhaps to some of the commentaries that we're making, but when you come into awareness of your authentic self, you come into the awareness that you are one with everybody and everything that is.
Yeah.
And so it is actually one of the most humble, honoring, and blissful gifts that you can give to the world is to start with self and allowing yourself to, be with you and ask yourself some very honest questions like, what is it that I really want? Whose life am I living?
Yeah.
What choices am I making, and based upon who am I making these choices? What am I surrounding myself with in my life? Are the people, places, and things that I am surrounding myself in supporting who I truly am? Are they making me authentically happy?
Mm-hmm.
What are the perceptions that I choose to utilize when I am making my interpretations of the situations I find myself in? Are they uplifting? Are they making me look at things from a perspective of love, or am I looking at them from a perspective of judgment, anger, and hate?
Yeah, I think the shift of consciousness is basically us being more aware, right?
Yes.
So so when we are waking up, basically, is what is stated is we are waking up. Allows us to actually ask those questions to ourselves. Once you are aware, it's definitely a lot easier to stand in a moment of a situation of whatever it is that you're feeling and ask yourself why I'm feeling this and what can I, or where is this coming from, or where is my thought. So these are all things that obviously is allowing ourselves to recondition ourselves. And by reconditioning, I mean because of what we've been conditioned by the minute we are born, not to mention conditioned by centuries back on with what has
our
been
ancestral lineage.
exactly.
Yes.
I wanted to mention something, but my mind just went blank.
All right. But what you said was really cool, and it's very much true with respect to the conditioning. We're reconditioning, regenerating.
But I think that's what it is. Don't you think? Like if you are asking these questions,
you're
reconditioning. Well,
get to your authentic self is to recognize that which is not authentic.
Right. But the activation of your DNA, what is that really doing? Isn't that really what it's doing? Is that information is we are receiving information much faster. We are becoming much more aware faster. We are allowing ourselves to think outside of the box. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot more things that we are looking at more objectively as opposed to judgmentally. There's definitely, I'm not saying that every single one is, but there's definitely a lot more people. All of these things obviously are happening if the I just had if the
DNA activation.
okay, so DNA activation
Yes.
is probably all of these things, is it not? Isn't DNA activation the activation of your true beingness? So therefore, you
Yes.
are allowing to be more aware. I mean, what is it in truth? I mean, really, what is really DNA activation? Do you know what I mean? I would think that and assume that our DNA, which is our makeup of what makes us, like it's
DNA activation can also be seen as DNA release or expansion or transcendence.
Okay, so then isn't it also deconditioning? It's the activation is also
as soon as you are informed of information.
Yeah.
As soon as you are in awareness of new information.
Right.
You are in awareness. So if you thought that the Earth was flat,
yes,
and then you were shown that the Earth is round,
then you can't go back.
You've now deconditioned by virtue of the knowledge that you have your past conditioning. However, there are certain things that, like that's something that would be like an instantaneous deconditioning.
But isn't that sort of the portal?
Yes,
the 11 is the opening portal to the shift of consciousness. Is basically just that
is going to make it faster. That you don't have to, for example, somebody who smokes cigarettes might take a while for them to decondition the habit of smoking so that they can recondition the habit of non-smoking.
Okay. But
you made what you're saying is with respect to the amount of information that is coming in, so it's a much faster route there.
Right.
Right, where you don't have to go through the process of deconditioning, because as soon as the information comes in, it's information that is so
obvious,
mind-blowingly different.
Right.
Like the Earth is flat to the Earth is round.
That's a great point.
That it causes an instantaneous rehabilitation to our authentic selves.
That particular description, what you just chose, the Earth is when we thought the Earth was flat, like for I don't know how many thousands of years we thought the world was flat. I would think, right? I don't know exactly, but then once we found out that the world is round, yes, this is pretty much equivalent to to
what's happening now with
the enormity of this event of what is occurring in this now with 11/11/11 and coming into 2012 is on par with with the discovery of when the world was round. That's that big. Although, is it big in the sense, because that's pretty huge,
and yet it's small.
Yeah.
At the same time. Because they were still traveling the ocean. They just thought that they would fall off at the corner.
Eventually.
Which there was no corner.
Okay.
You know, it brought in the ability to fly, but were people trying to fly beforehand?
Because it wasn't so magnanimous. It was like,
the way we thought about it.
It's
like, not like people were walking off the edge of the Earth before.
Right.
Right, but it did open up new possibilities and potentials with respect to traveling that people didn't think were possible before. It's just a different way of looking at things. It's very simple. It's very simple. It is very simple. It's very, very complicated at the same time because it's very interconnected to everything.
Oh, it's also because it's what we're not used to. It's not something, any kind of change in era, for example. You know, if you go back in history, every period has a major shift, right?
We are in one
right now. We are in.
The beauty is
Thank
that
you.
we're
No, you got
to
say that again. Say that again. Say that again. We are in one right now. Going back in history, throughout history, there's always been a time of major shift that has occurred as we've evolved and grown and evolved from having not knowing technology, for example, and now we've got technology, the women's rights, slavery, all of these these are all major shifts. So what you just said, if you say it again right now, we right now, just like in past history, are experiencing and in a major shift like that right now.
We're always actually in a major shift. It's just that this is that.
Well, it's a bigger one.
Changing it's a big point right now.
Yes. It's a more obvious one.
Yeah. Well, that is what it is. Is that we are actually consciously aware of the fact that we are shifting.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
like people didn't know beforehand that they were going to find out that the Earth was round instead of
Right.
flat. There was no
Right.
preparation.
No, it just
We are so
we are aware
consciously
of it.
aware right
Okay, so
now.
we're aware that
are
we're going
aware
through-
of the
yes,
awareness
okay.
that is increasing.
That's pretty cool. I'd say that's pretty cool. That is really, 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 really cool.
Yeah, that's quite amazing.
Yeah.
So on that note of absolute coolness, we are inviting you all to join us in this now and asking you to, again, take this moment and carry it forward for the week. Don't stop here. And to be perfectly honest, it is our highest intention or charged energy that is sent out creatively for everyone, that we maintain this going forward with ease and smoothness without having to focus our attentions on our highest happiness always. But definitely for right now, we ask you to join us in watching this little clip, and then after the fact, to take that which you are experiencing in this now, that is of goodness, of light and love, and to ride it, baby. Ride it, ride it, ride it over the rainbows, up in the stars, all around the globe and beyond, and just allow the love's light to bathe you in its beauty and warmth. The silence of being, the stillness of love, the truth of we. Very simple, very quiet, very relaxed.
Might want to speak up.
And yet all encompassing, all changing, infinitely evolving. It's very, very good. Very, very good.
Remember, on 11/11/11, that you clear your mind, your beingness of any negative thoughts or feelings. Allow yourself to release them. If you need to be quiet and sitting in meditative state, or just sitting and just breathing, and allow for those things to be clear, and then just focus exactly on November 11th, 2011.
That would be on Friday of this week.
At 11:11
in the morning or night,
a.m. or p.m. I like that. Put all of your good intentions and thoughts, prayers, whatever it is, however you do it, whatever feels right for you in that moment and that time. You've got the entire world, universe, on every level supporting you. This is for you as much as it is for everybody globally.
I would recommend that you spend the first 30 seconds of the minute between 11:11 and 11:12 thinking about your highest happiness, what you would like to manifest into your life, what you are welcoming and embracing into your life and your experience thereof. And the second 30 seconds of that minute to send forth your supporting energy to everybody else to be manifesting, receiving, embracing, experiencing their highest happiness. And thus, are we all assisting, uplifting, empowering, and enlightening one another as the universal family that we are.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right, baby. That's how I do it here.
That's right. That's how we do it here on Being Love TV's Soul's Talking Brain show.
Ding!
Ding! Ting. I felt like it was one of those, what do you call those little ting, the triangle?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Triangle? Yeah, that's what I just heard in my head right now. Ting, ting, ting.
I was seeing more like a star that you would see.
Oh, of course you would. Totally. Like butterflies flying around as well. Little fairies and dragonflies and hearts and woo. Yeah. Why not? Why not? On that note.
Makes me happy.
Yes. On that note of happiness, may today and every day fill your life with happiness and joy, always and infinitely for all around.
All around, baby.
All around.
All around.
All around.
In Lakesh Alakin, namaste. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being.
Souls, talking brain, enlightened minds, seeking out truths, seeing the world with the mind of those who see beyond the three-dimensionally. Souls, talking brain. Ask the right questions, uncovers the blind.